Erica, from immigration to education, the Supreme Court has a final say in some of the biggest issues facing our country. But what happens inside the court before all of the headlines?
In this week's Texas No Filter, political reporter Natalie Haddad is pulling back the curtain on the decisions.
If it feels like the U.S. Supreme Court drops blockbuster decisions randomly, well, you're not alone in that. You may remember recently we saw headlines that looked like this, and oh, even this. But there is a system to all of it. In this week's Texas No Filter, we're at Landmark Coffee in downtown Grapevine, and we're going to break down how and when the higher court slams its gavel. The Supreme Court of the United States runs on a yearly schedule called a term. Take a look at this timeline. That term starts the first Monday in October, and that is when justices begin hearing cases or oral arguments in Washington, D.C. Those arguments usually happen in sittings, which are about 2 weeks at a time. Then comes the part most people never see. Between those sittings, the court goes into recess periods. Now, this is not a vacation, this is a working recess. That's when justices are reading briefs, they're writing opinions, debating internally, and circulating drafts. This is where decisions are actually built. Once a case is ready, it gets scheduled for release on an opinion day. Now, those usually come on Monday morning, sometimes Thursdays, but there is no set deadline for any of these individual cases. A ruling drops only when it's been signed, sealed, delivered, and ready to publish. And then you get to late June or early July, and that's the end of the term. So right about, now. This is when everything converges. The biggest cases, the most closely watched decisions, they often get released back to back in a final sprint before the court breaks for its summer recess. Circling back, that is why you saw all of these headlines just a couple of days ago. So when you see breaking news, the Supreme Court rules this, just know it's not random. It's just the final step in a months-long process that most of us don't get to see. And now you know. So until next time, stay civil and stay caffeinated.